Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, on this programme, we first posed the question, what does Brexit actually mean? We did it actually back on October the 28th last year. We didn't manage to get an answer then, and even though a lot of water's passed under the bridge since, it's fair to say we still don't have an answer now. Last year, when we looked at that, we took a first look at some of the popular options, Norway and Switzerland, for example, and these were much discussed when the referendum campaign got going. But we missed one then, and it hasn't had much pickup since. Lichtenstein. OK, so it's not a very big country, but like Norway, it's in the European Economic Area. Unlike Norway, it has restrictions on the free movement of people. Helen Thomas is in the Principality to see if its status could possibly be granted to us.
This is Liechtenstein's idea of how to celebrate a national holiday. Not terribly different to the UK. A garden party, the royal family on display, a rather familiar tune, and of course a hefty dose of national pride. Liechtenstein clearly has a lot to recommend it. Glorious weather, beautiful scenery, and quite a catchy national anthem. But from the UK's point of view, the country also has something else going for it. Liechtenstein, like Norway, is part of the single market through its membership of the European Economic Area. But the country also has a tightly controlled quota system for immigration. Now that's a combination that some in Europe claim is impossible, that the four freedoms of people, goods, capital and services can't be detached from each other. So is this reason to celebrate? An example to point to as the UK starts the long and complicated process of extricating itself from the EU?
The important thing, I think, is it's not specifically Liechtenstein. What they are doing is adopting what are known technically as safeguard measures, which then brought them a treaty change. But it doesn't just apply to Liechtenstein. This is not specifically a Liechtenstein solution. And when the EEA was first set up, there were actually 4 countries which took advantage of these provisions.
There are some subtle differences between Liechtenstein and the UK. The UK's population is about 1,750 times larger. Its GDP is much bigger, and Liechtenstein is about half the size of the Isle of Wight.
And we have only 37,000 inhabitants. So you see, it's really a small country. And for that, we need the control of the immigration. Without control, we had a lot of people, a lot of aliens here in Liechtenstein, and that would be a big problem for Liechtenstein.
So it's not clear that the UK will get an invitation to Liechtenstein's party. It's starting from a very different position, and that's one reason to question whether the model would work for the UK.
It doesn't set a legal precedent, given that the provisions under which Liechtenstein has been able to negotiate this situation is one under the EEA agreement, of which the UK is not yet a member.
The Prime Minister doesn't think the same deal will be on offer.
Yeah, I think nowadays it would be also impossible for Liechtenstein to realize such a solution. 20 years ago it was different, but I think when we would today negotiate such a solution, it wouldn't be possible. And you see the discussions in Switzerland, also in UK. Free movement is one of the pillars of the EU, and it's quite difficult to get a special situation there.
The mechanics of how the UK could replicate Liechtenstein's position also aren't clear. We'd need to join both the European Free Trade Association and the EEA. Other members could block that happening. But some in Liechtenstein think the UK has scope to negotiate.
Whether you find a mechanism like being a member of the EEA or yet another concept is open. It's open for negotiation. And I would think that with this Brexit and the pressure from other EU countries that this immigration issue has to be changed, and it can only be solved with changes. With that, I think that plays into the hands of Britain.
Embracing Liechtenstein's model wholesale may prove complicated, but its unique situation could prove an illuminating example. The UK will be looking for any chance to ensure negotiations with Europe start with a bang.
Helen Thomas in Liechtenstein.
I've been getting